All right, everybody. Hello, and welcome to the second GK Icon educational series. Today's topic is going to be on distribution when in possession, or when our team is in possession of the ball. We have Tony Elliott on. We have Coach Sam. We have Coach Sam, and we have Coach Mark. So, am I missing any GK Icon coaches on there? I think that's everybody. All right, cool. Well, Tony, what I'm going to do is, if I may, I am going to share my screen with you, sir.
Awesome.
And have you get right into it if you're all right with that.
Yeah, go ahead, my friend.
All right, man. There you go. It's on yours.
Okay. Let me see. Right, I think you're sharing the screen, so it won't let me.
I'm sharing the screen with, okay, 1 second.
Yeah, so you need to just transfer it over to me.
So we got it. Tony, where are you, buddy? Right.
Are we going to just use your screen, or are we going to mine?
No, we're going to use yours. I'm just having a difficult time right now. My apologies, guys.
Yeah, I need the switcheroo from you.
Yeah, 1 second, please. I'm getting there, guys. I'm getting there. I just don't see him. Where the heck are you, Tony? You know what? Let me just keep you. Tony, start the presentation. I'll jump in like last time and give you the.
Yeah, that's cool. No problem. Okay, guys. Listen, great to see everybody. Welcome back. Obviously, our second sort of get together. Brilliant to see so many of you joining us this evening. Time-wise, a little bit better for us guys in the UK here. It's a little bit earlier in the morning, so. Last time was a little later, about 2 o'clock, just after 12 midnight now. As we discussed last time, guys, this all came about with Eric getting in contact with me and showing some interest in the slides that I've been sharing over social media during lockdown period. And one of the sort of groups of slides that I shared was around the characteristics of the goalkeeper in the modern game. And we touched on that last week, and we discussed Great Eck, I think I'm the host now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Here we are. So let me see if I can go all the way to the top. There we go. Right. Slideshow. From the beginning, there we go. Yeah, so we discussed, guys, the 5 elements of development. Okay, so we discussed what we were going to focus on. Obviously, Eric and I and Mark and Sam had a conversation over this last week, and we discussed at depth what we wanted to sort of touch on with you guys, and we felt that the first sort of slide that we needed to start sharing with you and some detail around was the technical side. Obviously, during this process, and it's up to you guys how long this goes on for in terms of days, weeks, months. I'm happy to support as long as we need. We'll cover as many of those slides and as much detail from those slides as we possibly can. So having had a chat, guys, what we decided to do, we're going to look at an out of possession piece of work this evening, and that's going to be around distribution, as we've already alluded to. So thanks for that, Eric. Okay, so if you remember, we've got 5 elements of development. So what we're looking at, guys, is this holistic approach to development, okay, in terms of the way we coach our goalkeepers and also the way you guys as goalkeepers develop. We must look at all elements and aspects of your game to make sure that we support you to the best that we possibly can, okay? So I'll put a little slide together here. Hopefully you can all see that. Basically what I've said here is that let me just get rid of that. Yeah, we need to admit there we go. Okay. So the 5 elements are used to holistically develop you as the goalkeepers, to give you a better understanding of the skills of the techniques that the coach may be trying to teach you and to get across in each session. Okay. Depending on, obviously, what is available to the coach, guys, this can be complemented through analysis, performance analysis, and so on. Okay. But again, it depends on what level you're working at and what access the goalkeeper coach that's working with you has to that kind of opportunity, obviously, to analyse your performances, to video them, and then obviously to work with you on that. But you know that there's a certain set of materials that needs to go with that. So again, that will be dependent on the levels that you're working at. The big thing, obviously, is that what we're trying to do with this is trying to encourage coaches to break down the sessions more intricately and obviously consider how they impact you with the way they coach and obviously you the guys they work with. So that's the rationale and the reason behind these 5 elements of development. Okay, so let me just move us about a little bit. Yep. Okay. Right. Got somebody joining us, so that's going to happen.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. So one of the slides I shared, guys, was around the challenges that are facing the goalkeeper in the modern game. Now, if you remember back to the colour coding of our 5 elements of development, what I've tried to do here, those challenges, is it a technical challenge? Is it a tactical challenge? Based on a physical side of the goalkeeper's development and so on. So all of these comments here, all of these aspects that now the goalkeeper in the modern game faces and the challenges they face are colour-coded and obviously relate to those elements of development through the colour code. So for instance, if I look at this one here, so decision making, obviously in technique, when distributing, playing out, playing round, that can cover a lot of the different elements, but I've put it in there as a psychological element because a lot of thought goes into the processes and the decisions that the goalkeeper makes in those situations. So that's why I put it as a psychological element. Some would say you can put it in as a tactical, which is very true, of course. Okay, but again, like I say, all of these relate to and refer to those 5 different elements, and they're all colour coded. So as we said, guys, we're going to focus this evening on the technical slide, and most importantly, the bottom left there is the distribution aspect of those elements. Okay, so I'm just going to move us around again. So I've put some detail in the globe there, and that's what we're going to call these. All of these circles that we've used to form these slides, these 5 elements of development. These are the globes that we're going to work from. And there can be so much detail for each individual globe. And obviously we're going to touch on those when we do our webinars. But the detail we share will be there to help you, help the coaches to further develop you along your pathway to becoming fantastic goalkeepers. Okay, so the detail around distribution there is in the globe. If you want to have a quick read through that now, fantastic. But we're going to focus on that. Okay, so we strip away all the others. That's going to be our primary focus tonight. Okay, and that's what we're going to move on to and work through as we move along here this evening. So I've put some key detail in there, stuck to 3 little paragraphs. So in terms of distribution, what we look for is the goalkeeper has an accurately weighted range of throws and passes that can cover varied distances and aids the team in retaining possession. So again, when we distribute the ball, folks, we're not just dismissing the ball, we're moving the ball with a purpose. So, it's important that we have a range of passing, but also that we look to retain possession with quality in what we do. Okay. Then there's a little bit of detail there around all the different types of throw and passes that we may use, and hopefully we'll get onto that a little bit later in the evening. And then the goalkeeper making sure that they understand and recognise the distance to weight ratio required when delivering the ball, either by hand or foot. So determined on who you're throwing it to, what part of the field that you're delivering the ball to. Does the goalkeeper understand and recognise the distance to weight ratio that's needed to get the ball from the goalkeeper to the individual or the space that they're delivering the ball into? Vitally important. Okay. So what we decided to do, guys, Eric, hopefully we can work this evening. I don't know if I have to switch this back to you to do this.
You might have to, but keep going.
Yeah, but what we've discussed then, guys, and what we wanted to try and do, last week it was a lot about myself, about Eric, about giving you some depth of detail around what the plan of action was. But what we want to try and do with these webinars is to make them as interactive as possible, to immerse you in the topic, and to give you lots of different ways in which you can be involved in the process of learning. So, in other words, there might be some written text, and you're going to get that on the slides. There could be some images attached, so some pictures for you to see, for you to look at, for you to recognise some of the key attributes that we'll be discussing. Also, there's going to be video footage, okay? So I think it's very important that you see all of these elements and these aspects that we're working on, we're talking about, you get to see them live. And you also get to understand the context and the rationale behind everything we're doing. There's a purpose for everything. And it's important that we also give you all a multitude of different ways of absorbing the information and taking it on board. So what the plan here, guys, is for us to do is we're going to break out into small groups. Eric is going to put the individuals into groups, and the coaches are going to drop in to those groups as well. And then here's what I want you to do. Collectively, within those groups, I want you to discuss who and why you believe to be the best goalkeeper in the world, and that can be a female goalkeeper or a male goalkeeper, when their team is in possession and the goalkeeper has direct possession of the ball. Who do you think is the best at that side of the game in the world currently, when a team has got possession and the goalkeeper has the ball either in their hands or at their feet, and they're going to distribute the ball? Okay? So, without further ado, Eric, if
you share that with me, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go half and half. So Sam Heffield, you're going to run this session. Mark Duffield, I'm going to push you into the other one from a breakout perspective. And you have given me my stuff back. Is that accurate, Tony?
How am I going to do that now? Do we know?
I think if you just give me ownership as the head, I'm pretty sure I can have that opportunity to then take control and push everyone into meeting rooms.
Right, advanced sharing options. How do I shift it back to you, Eric?
You know what? Just click on my name.
Right, okay.
You should be able to give my ownership back.
Make host. There you go, my friend. Okay. Right, yes, you've got it now. Okay.
All right, cool. So here's what I'm going to do. All right, guys, I'm just going to take the first 10 that I see. You're all in there. I got to make sure I got oh, 1 second, guys. Sorry, it's going to take me a little longer than I thought. Where's Sam?
It's okay.
Turkey's in there.
So while we're waiting, guys, just get your thoughts around who you may start to begin to think is that individual.
And if you guys could take your camera and turn them on, please, because we're going to have discussions. It's pretty unpersonable if we're all just sitting there staring at black screens. So if you could do me the favor to put your screens on, that would be really, really appreciated. Thank you, everybody, for that.
Brilliant. Takes a little bit of time, this, guys, so don't worry. Just be a little bit patient. It is happening. As soon as you get into that breakout room, get discussing.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. I'm just going to keep going. How many more we're going to go? We're going to go just a couple more. Emma, see ya. Hannah. See ya. Let's put Maxine over there. You guys better talk, by the way.
Yeah, they will do.
Ain't that 3, so I got 12. I'm going to go 2 more, and then we're done. Actually, I'm just going to go 1 more. Excuse me. I'm going to put, who else is there? I'm going to put Sam in there. Coach Sam. All right, Mark, you're up. Go right ahead, sir. Mark Duffield here? Nope. Sam.
He's gone into the other one.
Those guys. All right, I'll facilitate this. It's all good. It's all good. So, guys, let's talk about this. Who is our top goalkeeper from a distribution standpoint in the world?
Who's going to start us off?
Yeah, right. I will ask. I'll just jump in there and start asking you. What do you think?
Go, Josh.
Go right ahead.
For me, it's Edison for Man City. Just incredible with his feet, almost like a player. He's just so comfortable.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What characteristic in particular do you see outside of being comfortable? Do you kind of resonate with you?
It's just fascinating. I'd say composure. I mean, the ball coming back to him, it's not a panic or a clearance. It's like, give me the ball.
Yeah.
I want it.
Yeah.
I'll play with it.
So do you think, Josh, with that, obviously when he gets the ball, he's got a picture in his mind already what he needs to do?
Absolutely. I think his range of passing. I mean, we talk about Xavi, Iniesta, plus range of passing. I mean, he's a goalkeeper, and he's got range of passing. He can play short. He can play long. Absolutely. I think, and obviously Pep has chosen him for a reason, not just because he's a shot stopper.
So do you think that he does a lot of his work in here before he's actually got the ball?
Yeah. I think just like Xavi checks his shoulder, I think before he gets the ball, he already knows where it's going.
So checking and scanning constantly as a goalkeeper, would you suggest is vitally important?
Absolutely. And we don't, in my experience, it's not taught much at youth level. I mean, we're telling midfielders to constantly have their heads on a swivel and have a picture. But I don't remember. And my brother is an example. He felt like there was a lack of goalkeeper coaching, and that was one significant thing.
Well, if you think, Josh, of a goalkeeper, if you think guys of an outfield player, let's say a midfield player, does a midfield player have to constantly check over their shoulder?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was an outfielder, and when I coached our girls at North Greenville, we're constantly doing sessions with coloured pinnies and coloured bats just to get them to look.
Yeah, but that's a midfield player. So if you think of an outfield player, guys, and remember this comment, outfield players have to work in a 360 world. Yeah, so they have to know what's happening all around them. As goalkeepers, we have a little bit of an advantage because we work in a 180 world. So more times than not, probably 99.9% of the time, everything is in front of us. So we work in a 180 world, don't we? Yeah. So the great thing for the goalkeeper is we don't really have to check over our shoulder. All we need to do is tilt our heads. Yeah. And that's the important thing, is to make sure that we do actually check and scan away from the ball, as frequently as we possibly can and safely can, without losing focus on what's happening on the ball itself. That always gives us an idea of what the picture is away from the ball, but also how that picture might be changing as the play progresses. So that's very important that you remember how the goalkeeper sees things. All right. Does anybody else? Is there any other goalkeepers that anybody else would like to mention? I think Eric, you want to come with a point.
I'm gonna call out a few if that's all right. Let's start with two people. Let's go with Maya and Ashley. Of the two of you, give me one name.
Get those mics on, guys.
I was gonna say Hope Solo.
Okay.
Love you for saying female. Well done. Well done.
Thank you.
Did you notice, Ash, that I put her in my my image there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I've switched on to distribution, we got rid of all them globes. Who popped up? Hope Solo. So you must have been reading my mind. How's that? All right.
Eduardo.
Why did you like her?
Oh, go ahead.
I mean, the way that she connected with her teammates during the World Cup, whenever she got the ball and her distribution to them, she would know exactly where they are and who would be open to take the ball up to the field and make their move around it. She would always be there and have that mental connection with each other.
Brilliant. So do you think that she was socially and emotionally connected with her teammates?
Yes.
Most definitely. So do you think she had good communication skills as well?
Yes.
Yeah. But also, when we go back to what Josh mentioned about range of passing, did she have good technique?
She had her days when she didn't.
Yeah. But does everybody have those days?
Everyone has those days.
Yeah. So if you think about the amount of contacts we're going to have with the ball now, on occasion you're going to make mistakes. Okay? And that's okay. Yes. So don't ever worry about making mistakes. As long as the idea in your mind is right, sometimes the execution might not go perfectly, but don't ever be afraid to make a mistake. That's the life of a goalkeeper, unfortunately. Okay? Maya, was it Maya?
Yeah, I got a couple more. I want to hear Maya, Eduardo, one more goalkeeper, and then we'll get everyone back here. I'm going to give them a 30-second warning. Excuse me.
Who we got?
Eduardo, Maya, Emma, I see you over there.
Come on in, guys. Who you got? Anybody else? We've got Edison, we've got Hope. Who else we got?
I like Sturgeon.
I heard that. Say it one more time.
Sturgeon.
Who was that, Eric?
Sturgeon.
Okay, why?
I kind of like the way he plays sweeper keeper. And
Yeah.
supports the team.
Yeah.
Like.
So does he plays with an aggressive stance then?
Yeah.
Would you say he's brave?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So now in the modern game, the way the goalkeeper plays, do they have to be brave in possession?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Because like Josh alluded to, they're going to face pressure. Okay. I would suggest. Would you suggest?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're going to have to deal with being closed down, being pressured. They're going to have to be comfortable on the ball. Remind me, Josh, to come back to Edison and where some of that mindset of his actually came from. Is that okay?
Sounds good.
Brilliant. Okay, Eric, should we jump back in?
Yep, I'm going to bring everyone right back. So you're going to
Brilliant.
start seeing people pop
Well
back
done,
in.
you guys. Great
Yeah,
stuff.
quiz 'em.
Well done.
See what they said. Quiz them.
Yeah. Takes a little bit of time to bring everybody back. Here they are.
Tony, if we can keep it on this view during this discussion, that would be sweet until we need that next couple
Yeah,
slides.
that's cool.
Video.
Mate.
Thank
That's
you.
cool. Yeah.
You missing anybody? Everyone back? All right, we're gonna, guys. When this ends, we're gonna jump right back in. All right, same
Yeah, that's
code,
cool.
same everything.
Brilliant.
Keep that in mind.
Right. So who's gonna start us off? Because we've got ours, but let's hear from that other group first.
Yeah, let's hear from the coaches. Give me Sam. Give me Mark. Let's go, man. Let's go.
For me, I would say Edison.
Ah.
I know, right? We doubled up on that one.
Yeah. Go on in, Sam. Reasons why?
I've been kicked out of. I haven't seen any of the conversation, so I've been on a blank screen for the last 10 minutes.
All right. You didn't get in on anything?
I didn't hear any of it. No, I've had the blank screen the whole time.
Oh no! Did anybody else have that?
Did you guys all have dark screens?
I was
Mark?
also in no man's land.
You were. All right. Well, we're going to have to
Yeah.
We'll just debrief, Tony, real quickly. If you can debrief with what we discussed, and then we'll move on.
Yeah, cool. Okay. Well, that's again something we'll have to pick up on. Okay, guys. So quickly, Josh, you announced our first one. Who was it?
I said Edison as well.
Yeah. So we got that one right, Sam. So we went with Edison. And quick reason why, Josh?
We spoke about his range of passing and his composure. Yeah. I kind of said that he reminds me of just an outfield player. He wants the ball comfortable.
Yeah. Does that fit in with the Manchester City way, with Pep's way?
Absolutely. I think it's a requirement if you're going to play for him.
Yeah. And do a lot of teams press Manchester City?
At times, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It doesn't seem to faze him at all.
Does he have to deal with the ball under pressure?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And are you aware of Edison's background?
I'm personally not. No.
No. Did you know he played futsal as a kid?
I didn't, but it makes 100%.
Yeah, and he played futsal as an outfield player when he was back in Brazil as a kid.
Coach
so
Mark
that
Duffy
might give you a bit of a clue. Might give you a bit of a clue as to why he's so good at dealing with the ball under pressure, not having much time to think. You know, having the thought processes going on in his mind to actually know what he's going to do before he receives the ball. Not always the case, of course. You know, sometimes he'll get caught under pressure and he'll have to change sort of his direction or you know where he's thinking in terms of passing the ball. But you know that gives you an idea as to why he might be able to deal with the ball under pressure because he got used to that when he was a young player growing up. You know. Who else did we have? Who else did we talk about in my group? Ash. Who did you say, Ash?
Hope Solo.
Yeah, go on then. Why?
I said that her because during watching her in the World Cups, I like the mental and emotional connection that she had with her team and on the players on the field during the time whenever she got the ball collected and she knew where her teammates were going to be at that exact moment and who to give the ball to progress up the field towards the other net to have a chance and an opportunity to score.
Okay. So do you think that was just done off the cuff or do you think they practiced that kind of thing?
I think they practice that constantly.
Yeah. So I hope we'll have practiced their own technique skills, yeah? Mm-hmm. But also, do you think that they would have worked on certain plays and the way that they were going to play during practice with the whole team rather than just the goalkeeper working on her own?
Yes.
Most definitely.
Tony, real
Go on,
quick,
Eric.
if I could jump in. How many of you guys do that with your respective teams? Meaning you're working with your back line and you're working a break out of the back with pressure from forwards?
Let's see a raise of hands. Who
Raise
does?
those hands. That's the only way we can see right now. Like 1, 2, 3,
We got quite a few. That's
a
good.
handful.
Well,
Good.
my view, guys, my view now, again, when we talk about the kind of role that you're expected to play, the more opportunity you get to work with your teammates. And Ash, I think you made a great point about that social connection, that emotional connection with your teammates, and being able to communicate properly and to get to know your teammates and for your teammates to begin to trust you. I think the more the goalkeeper is integrated into practice with the team and not just working in isolation with the goalkeeper coach, just to work on their technique specifically without pressure, without having to make a lot of decisions, the better it is for the goalkeeper. So again, you know, you coaches out there that are listening to us and working with us, if you, you know, can give your goalkeeper some time and the opportunity to do that, and goalkeepers, you might need to encourage your coaches if that's not happening enough. Don't ever be afraid to do that, because you need to be put into game-related situations where you're having to make decisions, where you're being put under pressure, because then it becomes realistic for you. And then when it comes to games, it's not a surprise. And that's, for me, one of the most important movements forward now for goalkeepers and coaching in the game. Okay?
How many of you guys have experienced when you're in a game and you're playing out of the back and there was a mess up and they scored, all of a sudden the coach just changes tactics and they're like, just hit it out? Really? 1, 2, 3? Yeah, a lot. And that's again, to Tony's point, it's kind of a coach's decision, right? But at the same time, can your club be persistent in their philosophy? And in this regard, you know, working out of the back and playing the ball with at the feet of the goalkeeper. Tony, you got about 4 minutes, then we're going to jump back on. So I don't know if you want to get to the videos now or what you're thinking.
Well, let me see. Yeah, so what I'm going to do, guys, okay? So brilliant that. Absolutely fantastic. What I'm going to do just before we have to sign off, I'm now going to show you some video footage. Can everybody see my screen, by the way? Anybody got a problem with that? You're all okay. So what I'm going to do now, I'm not going to talk over this. I'm just going to show you some footage of the variety of passing and the way of passing and connecting and playing that happens now in the modern game. You're going to see a lot of different goalkeepers. You're going to see maybe passes where there's one pass. There might be a combination of passes and teamwork. But just have a look at the positions the goalkeepers take up and think about why. Have a look at the way they might communicate. Is it verbal? Is it visual? Do they give the teammates hand signals? Think about their body shapes when they're receiving the ball. And then look at the types of passes that they're making and why. Okay? So, without further ado, guys, here we go. Enjoy.
Tony, I'm just going to keep playing the video, Tony. I'm just going to speak over for 2 seconds.
Okay.
Guys, we have 3 minutes left. The video is probably going to end while the video is still on. Just come right back and we'll continue the video where we left off, all right?
Good. So I've muted the sound, guys, because you don't want a commentator speaking over this, okay? But again, in that passage alone, I think Ederson's touched the ball 4 or 5 times. Yep. That's just stopped. There we go. Okay, again, look at how many of these clips that you see. That the goalkeeper shows confidence, calmness, doesn't panic under pressure. Mark, that was one of your favourites today when we looked at it.
Oh, yeah.
The Jordan Pickford.
You know, England's finest.
There you go. Currently.
Currently. But that's another fact about the distribution, Tony, where he was picked ahead of, you know, the other guys because of his distribution, because that's how Southgate wanted to play.
Possibly, yeah. Fits in with the style of play. And again, look at the confidence that comes. Again, sometimes as well, guys, just have a look at the top left-hand corner of some of these shots. Have a look at the times in the games.
How many of you guys go out there up that far in your game?
Okay. Awesome. Okay, so guys, all I've tried to do there is just to give you an idea of the variety of ways in which the goalkeeper now in the modern game is expected to play, okay, in terms of working with the ball, okay? It could be from the hand, it could be from the floor, with the feet, but again, connecting, keeping the play flowing, having that range of passing to move the ball around different areas of the field. Massively important now, guys. Okay.
We're about to end, Tony, and instead of getting cut off, let's just go to that.
Yep.
Everyone out, come right back in, guys. Same code.
Okay.
Same code.
So I'm switching the host to you, mate. Okay.
Thank you, sir.